Now, more interesting to a lot of the Kansas folks here are the Westboro Baptist Church. You know,
good Lord.
They're 40 miles from Kansas State University.
I'm glad they're there in Kansas as opposed to here in Tennessee.
Well, I tell you what,
I don't think they'd last too long here in Tennessee.
Well, I'm surprised the hell that they last over here, but they come up to the university to protest. They will protest two people that will get together, and you guys went down and interviewed them. Where were you guys at when you did your interviews?
Well, we saw them out at the Saddleback Ranch Church, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
Saddleback Ranch.
Okay.
Some hippie church out in California. They had
Not the Bunny.
McCain was sitting there talking.
Not the Bunny Ranch.
Rick Warren, you know him now.
Okay,
You think they'd like Rick Warren because he doesn't like gay people either.
Yeah, but I guess that ain't enough for them, is it?
No, they don't like hardly anybody. They sure hate me with a passion. I interviewed Shirley Phelps Roper. Now, was Shirley Phelps or Fred Phelps, was either one of those trotting around there with a sign when you guys were down there?
Hell, I don't know the names or none of them. We just saw them there and talked to them a little bit. They had some, I guess a nice way to put it, interesting signs. I figured that we'd talk to them, but I don't know none of the names or anything.
Well,
they actually protest there in Kansas every now and then.
Oh my goodness, yeah, they protest.
I thought they just drove out and went different places to protest. I didn't know they did it on a home.
I didn't know they had a home base. So how do they get around? Do they fly, or do they just load up their car like the Beverly Hillbillies? Only instead of redneck junk, it's full of signs.
They fly, they drive, they do everything. They're all over the place. They protest every day in Topeka, Kansas. That's the state capital.
Oh, good Lord.
And of course, they'll travel all over the country. Well, there you go. I tell you what. Now, Dunlap, you were I don't know if I want to call it courting and sparking. That's what we say it over here in Kansas, here in the deep pasture. But you were talking to one of the younger of the Westboroughs. How did that work out?
It didn't work out so well, Paul. I would. When you see them that young, your heart just goes out to them. Plus, she was kind of hot, for a crazy girl. And I really wanted to swoop in there. I was telling her, like, we got a car here. We'll throw you in the trunk. We'll drive right by. We won't stop till we're 200 miles out. We'll get at Applebee's. We'll get you a drink. I'll show you the world.
Right.
I didn't want to. I was going to throw a blanket on her and just kind of stuff her in the trunk and just drive. Just go.
Well, I tell you what, the offer of buffalo wings and a Coke, maybe a trip to the bowling alley, that will entice, more than a small number of good Kansas gals here. But, and I got to admit, Dunlap, the same way. If I were going to burn in hellfire, which I believe Westboro will, and I had to hang out with them, it'd probably be with the one you were macking on, because I think she was the prettiest of the group, but she was just staunchly, rebutting you.
It hurts to get shut down by, a crazy cultist, but it happens. It happens all the time. The one thing about the Westboro gals, they'd have to be cheap dates. You know what I mean? It doesn't take a lot to to blow their mind. I think you can get them a Whopper. And how do they? I can't imagine being on a plane. They fly to all these places. I've sat next to some people you would not want to sit next to on a plane, but I can't imagine anybody worse than somebody from the Westboro Baptist Church.
Oh, well, absolutely.
Fat guy, epileptic, whatever.
Hell, I'd rather sit next to the shoe bomber than a Westboro Baptist Church member.
Yeah, at least that flight's going to be cut short.
Yeah. Well, even the shoe bomber I might hug if the plane was going down in flames, but we had a big blowout, and it was a big deal. Shirley Phelps and I had a debate. We did it over the phone line. Well, we had all kinds.
Call that really a debate with them?
Well,
I mean, what do you? I don't even call it a conversation.
Well, yeah, I understand.
Let the crazy person talk for a little while, and I'll try to talk some sense.
Well, yeah, it's not like you'd have out in the country with two farmers talking about which bull broke the fence. It's not a common kind of conversation. But
with them, it's more like which gay bull broke the fence, and God's happy about it.
They are nutty. They are absolutely nutty. Now, after we had our big interview down here, we were having all kinds of sort of paranormal stuff happening. I don't know if that happened to you guys or not, but we had people were bound up and irritable bowel syndrome. We had to bring a radio exorcist in and cleanse the airwaves, and it was terrible. Did you guys have any after effects from your interviews?
I did, but I figured it was just my heavy drinking. But
We were hung over, but I didn't.
I was in the bathroom for a little while. If I'd known it was them Phelpses.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. And, you know, my PhD down here is not in the medical sciences, but I think we've proved it down here that pure evil constipates. And so once we had our radio exorcism, things were busting loose. I guess you'd say things were back to regular here in Kansas.
Good.
So
that's good.
That's good to hear. You know, just talking about them is just giving them the attention that they want. I mean, they're kind of like a balloon boy, but, you know, they hate soldiers.
Yeah, true. They're a weird bunch, and people, you know, I just don't know how they've been tolerated for so long. But right here, you know, we're like ground zero for Crazyville with the cults. But you guys don't have any nuts there in Tennessee, do you?
Oh no crazy people now. Oh, we've got crazy people everywhere, but not like us.
They don't know how to make signs though. They don't work at Kinko's like they do at the Phelps Ranch. That's the one thing the Phelps got on all the other crazy people. They're really good with the signs.
They know how to make it look like a real sign. Down here, protest, somebody just, you know, they just take out, you know, a Sharpie pen, write what they want on a, you know, piece of cardboard. But Phelps, however makes their signs.
Say what you will about them, but they are awesome sign makers.
Yeah. They have a whole entire wing at their compound for making those. And I was thinking, Dunlap, if you actually did abscond with one of their youngins, then you probably would be like stuck off, you know, in one of their cult rooms. I just thought, you know, if that would happen, you know, would it take someone like Jackie and me coming down to do an intervention and drag you out of this cultist stuff?
You probably have to do some deprogramming on me. I mean, you know, it depends on how hot she was. If I got one of the hot ones, yeah, you'd have to deprogram. I don't know, though. You know, I mean, if you could make off with one of the young ones, because I could tell that she was like, she was veering. You know, she was on the fence a little bit. She was thinking about it. I mean, some of the hot wings sounded good to her. And I was thinking, you know, if I get off with her and we hook up, we're a good match, I'm just going to open up a print shop. It's a little bit like that guy out in California.
Yeah.
But, you know, hopefully she would actually come around to, well, wait, that girl kind of, you know what, it's actually too similar, actually. I just thought it was a good money-making opportunity to kind of, you know, run Kinko's out of business.
That's what, like, crazy people do. They kidnap girls and make them print up stuff.
But these girls are just they're all born into it, right, Paul? They all one big, happy, crazy family over there, right?
It's all family. They're all family, but they somehow or another, those women seem to entice normal people that turn into zealots, and then they all have 20 children. And so between the combination of it all, they keep that thing rolling. It's crazy. And they're all lawyers, too. Now, that's something you might want to take into account. They're all, people were like, man, you're going to get sued, Ibbetson. You are going to get sued. Instead, I just got voodoo and constipation. But, you know, there's always potential for other things out there. Like I said, they called me a rebel. And then we had to dub them onto Billy Idol's Rebel Yell. That didn't get me too far with them. But you guys
you get sued by Billy Idol before you get sued by the Phelpses.
I think you just beat down from Billy Idol. And probably deserve it.
He's a lawyer too, I think.
I think he is. I think he went back to school and got his degree around 1994.
Well, I tell you what, I'd be deserving of all that from him. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking with Jackie and Dunlap. They are the geniuses of Red State Update. You can find them in several different places. You can find them at redstateupdate.com. You can find them at twitter.com/redstateupdate. You can find them at myspace.com/redstateupdatesongs. And if you make the cut, they may make you a friend. You can also find their music and their words of wisdom and their album they had. You can find it through iTunes. You can go in there and buy the album. You can go and strategically buy using shock and awe tactics and buy singles, and we did a few of those. Very easy to do. You can find all things Jackie and Dunlap at our master website of superior conservative values at www.ibbetsonusa.com.